on here in front of the goal.
Okay.
Right, so
I will hand you the tag, and you can stick it on any way you want. That's not a problem.
All right. Hey,
Well, actually, no, and actually, have that with you so that you can
talk to me.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming to you live here from, no, you can't hear me.
And then you just put the tap, that plate on it. So like, plate on yet.
Didn't turn that on.
But,
Turning it way down. Too loud.
it is, absolutely. And you are? Sure. Talk to me again. Never mind. Yeah, shake your hand with you guys. Hands. I'm John.
Nice to meet you, John.
Yes.
I'm the principal here.
Okay,
So
yes.
I'm here to help with
Good.
anything you might need.
All right.
We're trying to position myself.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
What's up there, big sexy? We're going to Grace here after these games.
You are.
Yeah, and Soa plays.
Yeah.
So we're going to go watch Alex, Joseph, and Spencer.
Okay, we're here from Eugene Snyder Field with Scott Sager trying to figure out if we can hear us. Can you hear us?
Is it time?
Good morning and welcome to a beautiful Eugene Snyder Field here at Argos High School. Steve Stricker alongside Andy Stone.
Hello, hello, and here we go.
Got Scott Sager here doing production for us this morning. We got Jeff and Chris on the cameras for us, and we've got Argos boys semi-state action coming your way. First up, it's going to be the Argos Dragons taking on the Heritage Christian Eagles, followed by Mishawaka Marion and Westview. Two winners will meet tonight at 7 p.m. for the championship and a chance to move on to the state championship game next weekend down in Indianapolis. The other semi-state going on today for Class A boys soccer is down in Evansville, and that features Indianapolis-Scecina versus Tri-West in the first game, and Evansville Mater Dei and Providence in game number 2. They'll play the championship at 7 p.m. down there, and the winner of that will meet the winner of Argos at Carroll Stadium in Indianapolis next weekend.
Carroll Stadium. So
you're watching the Argos Voice Sports on RTC4.com and Channel 4 Rochester. We appreciate you tuning in here this morning. Check us out. I want to thank our sponsors for the broadcast. We've got the RTC Fiber Communications. We've got the Zone Sports Complex in Northern Indiana. In Stitches and Signs, H&H Contracting, Hereford Home Inspections, Argus Do It Best, Mr. Trophy, CNS Outdoor Power Equipment, CNS Automotive, Halderman Farm Management and Real Estate, Kelly Hoffman, Marshall County Agent, Oliver Ford, Mercury, Lincoln in Plymouth, and State Farm Insurance, Alvin Morris in Knox, Indiana. Appreciate everybody helping us out today for the broadcast. And we've got the number 3 Argos Dragons up first, 19-1-1 on the season. And they're going to be taking on number 20 Heritage Christian Eagles. They're 13-5-1 in the season. Argos got here by advancing through their own home regional. They beat Oak Hill 1-0 in the semifinals, and they won on the finals against Lafayette Central Catholic 3-0. Heritage Christian won their own home regional as well. Semifinal round, they beat Tipton 7-0. And then in the championship game, an overtime thriller 3-2 versus Crawfordsville. Both teams had one common opponent this season, and that was Faith Christian and Lafayette. The Dragons defeated Faith Christian 5-1, and the Heritage Christian Eagles defeated them 4-2. The Dragons have 13 shutouts on the year. They're averaging 5.5 goals per game scored while only allowing 0.6 goals on average. 12 goals allowed for the whole season, and 7 of those came in the one loss to CMA and the tie to Warsaw.
Well, Coach Vanderwell set a goal as a team to not allow more than 13 goals all season. Now, that's going on, and you're into 5 games into postseason now, and you're still under that mark. That is just a tremendous feat. And that's what the boys have been striving for. The defense works ultra hard along with the offense, and as a whole team unit, you really can't discredit them. They are absolutely tremendous keeping the ball out of the goal. Fishburne has been very, very good all season, except for the one game last week where Coleman Norris filled in and did very well. So, it's just tremendous work and ethics there to keep your defensive minded. And you've heard many a coach say it, and the old-fashioned quote is, offense wins games, defense wins championships.
Well, and we saw that in the regional championship game with Fishburne was out with a shoulder injury, and they kept Coleman pretty clean. He only had to stop 2 balls all night, and he was able to do that. But the defense just tremendous job of just keeping the ball away from him. They have 113 goals on the season with 69 assists, and they're led by senior Vinny Stone, 93 points on 34 goals and a Dragon season record 25 assists. Lucas Vanderweel has 46 points for the Dragons, 20 goals and 6 assists. And the aforementioned Kyle Fishburne is going to be in goal today. He's back from an injury that kept him out of the regional championship game. As far as the Heritage Christian Eagles go, they have 5 shutouts on the year. They're averaging 2.8 goals per game scored. 1.6 goals per game allowed. They're led by freshman Luke Capati. He has 45 points on 20 goals and 5 assists. And sophomore Williams has 32 points with 12 goals and 8 assists. So the Dragons come in, or the Eagles come in with a young squad. They first time here in the semi-state. The Dragons seasoned squad, 10 seniors here for the Dragons, and unbelievably, 6th time in a row they've been in the semi-state round. But Coach Vanderweel, he wants to break through and get out of the semi-state for the first time in his career.
Well, we've run into some real tough competition. You know, back when Femi was with Marion and the gang, and he ended up going to IU playing, and ends up now he's in the MLS. When you're facing players like that on teams, it's going to be hard to get out. But the Dragons had a couple hiccups through a couple years. You know, a red card here really hurt us when the goalkeeper Tyler Peters had the unfortunate incident where he got a red card, so it changed the whole dynamics of that one. That was a year that we definitely would have won state. We should have won state. Just one little thing happens, and that's how the game goes. Soccer is a game like any other sport. You love it until one bad thing happens, then you hate it. It's one of those things. Golf is the perfect example. You'll hit 20 terrible balls and you want to just give up, and then the next one you hit is just perfect, and you're like, oh, I'm in love with this game again. So
did you just use a golf reference?
I did.
My goodness!
Wow! I've been on the greens more than once, wondering why I'm out here with this club in my hand, wanting to hit anybody that was near me with it. But you know, that's just how sports are. You love it, and then you hate it, and then you do something great and fantastic, and you love it again, and it's just how that, you know, that circle that goes around with sports, you know. So, well, oh boy, it's just going to be awesome.
I just want to let all the folks know, if you're listening to us for the first time, or if you're tuning in to us down from Indianapolis region, we are the Argos Voice Sports. We are a home team. We are kind of homers, so we apologize if you don't like our love and passion for the Dragons. But we will not disparage your team or players or coaches or anything like that. But we will cheer when something good happens, and we'll get upset when something bad happens for our Dragons. So we hope to bring you a good quality game here this morning. We're going to be here all day. We got game number 1 right now. Game number 2 shortly following this, we're going to have Mishawaka Marion, who's number 5 and defending state champions, against number 7 Westview. And then we're going to be here back again tonight at 7 p.m. for the championship game, win, lose, or draw for the Dragons. So we're going to be here all day, and we appreciate you tuning in. And the clock has hit 0, so I assume we're going to get started here with the national anthem and starting lineups. We got Scott Olds on the PA system for us this morning, so we're going to turn it over to Scott, and we're going to get all the technicalities out of the way, and we're going to get going here with some semi-state soccer.
Boy. Well, just for those that are checking in, I'm an alumnus from Argos, and I played soccer here, and it's just one of those things you love. I love the sport. I coach multiple teams, and we've battled many schools and many teams for club soccer down. So it's all about the sport and the kids. But we are, you know, a little bit biased. But you know what? We had nothing but great things said to us from, what is it, Lafayette Catholic.
Lafayette Central
Catholic. Their fans had a huge following for the game, and we had a lot of good comments, and I appreciate that. There's nothing more than I like than great play out on the pitch. And, you know, we had an instance last game where there was a tremendous shot from the Vinny Stone from the Dragons, and even a better save from Taylor, the Lafayette Central Catholic's goalkeeper. And, boy, that was really exciting, and it was real nice. And his grandfather came up, and he thanked us, and they ended up getting that clip for college highlights. So we welcome all the viewers, and we hope everyone that, first of all, everyone comes out healthy and safe, and, you know, just a good, clean game, which I'm sure these gentlemen out on the pitch are ready to go to war, but they are still great sportsmen. So with that being said, they got them lined up. We're going to have them come out, and we're going to do the national anthem, and here they go. They're taking the pitch right now for the national anthem.
So here we go. The start of today, we've got 8 teams alive in IHSAA Class A boys soccer. And by the end of the day, we're going to be down to 2. It's going to be 2 teams, and they're going to be playing next weekend in Carroll Stadium down in Indianapolis for the state championship of Class A boys soccer for 2016. The boys are out on the pitch. Everybody's getting ready. We're going to turn it down to set our headset down there in front of Mr. Scott Olds and let the national anthem play, and then we're going to get our starting lineups and get set to go here for some soccer action from beautiful Eugene Snyder Field here today. It's a wonderful day for soccer. Nice nip in the air, no cloud, well, a few clouds in the sky, but beautiful day for soccer.
Please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America with our national anthem.
38 saves. That's the save percentage of 82%.
Well, in game 2,
And for the starting lineup, for the Heritage Christian Eagles, senior goalkeeper number 1, Alex Ash. Senior midfielder number 3, Nathan Yavello. Sophomore midfielder number 5, Jack Pinkston.
So is Westview this year with Dennis.
Sophomore forward number 6, Andrew Williams. Senior defender number 9, Dylan Burke.
So it's going to be a fun
Senior defender number 10, Kenneth Andrew. Sophomore midfielder number 11, Luke Wendell. Junior midfielder number 15, Elijah Rotto. Senior midfielder number 17, Cameron Wilson. Freshman midfielder number 18, Luke Pody. Sophomore defender number 21, Asher King. And for the Argos Dragons, sophomore midfielder number 5, Lucas Vanderwill. Senior forward number 7, Vincent Stone. Senior midfielder number 8, Travis Tanner. Senior defender number 9, Zach Trump. Freshman forward number 10, Owen Nifong. Sophomore midfielder number 11, Jonah Osborne. Sophomore defender number 12, Tim Allmeyer. Senior midfielder number 14, Tyler Betts. Senior defender number 16, Evan Johnson. Senior defender number 23, Dylan Ballinger. Senior goalkeeper number 79, Kyle Fishburne.
All right, the starting lineups have been announced. And everybody's getting set here to go with some soccer action. We've got our first semifinal game here from the Argos Semistate, IHSAA Semistate number 3. Got 4 teams here today, and by the end of the day, we're going to have 1 champion that's going to head down to Indianapolis next weekend and play for state. Not much going on here today. We're going to have just a quiet little afternoon here in Argos, Indiana.
Well, you know, Argos used to be nicknamed, or it has been nicknamed for years, the soccer capital of Indiana. So the big thing is we got this game going on here. We got the next, and then the championship tonight. Over on the park fields, we have the travel team playing one of their last games of the season, and then later on today there is 2 or 3 teams coming in for a tournament over at the park from out of town. So a lot of people come here just to use the fields and play the sport. So it's just really kind of the culture. We're known as the little English town in Indiana, you know. So you're kind of born with it, and that's just the way it's been. So, well, we're getting ready for the kickoff. The stands are packed. The parking lot's full, and boy, it's ready to go. I tell you.
I want to give a shout out to RTC and Scott Sager and thank him for allowing us to bring these games to you today. And we're underway here from Argos.
IHSAA, our assistant
Throw in, coming in for Heritage.
and Mike Trump. And in the center is
Stone heads it forward, and then it's going to be another throw in. All right. Well, the ball is down towards the Dragons' end, and gotta like it already for Heritage. They're not the least bit intimidated by the Dragons' record. Ball's played forward. Here comes Vanderweel. Goes square. Ball's played up. Trump heads it out, or hits it out with his leg. Now Nifong gets the ball. He's going to hit Osborne on an overlap. Oh, and he goes past him, goes back towards the center, and feeds Vanderweel, and it's going to be cut off, and they're going to be looking for the through ball. As you can see how the 2 back defenders scissored it to where he could shield the keeper.
It looks like Heritage is willing to spread out and kind of go both ends of the field. We've seen a lot of teams pack it in and defensively against the Dragons.
Yeah, they're going for a long ball system. Now Vanderweel's going to have the run. He goes wide on this side. Looks, fakes, and goes past it. Here comes a little chip, and it's blocked, and it's going to be the first corner of the game for the Dragons.
Nice work there by Vanderweel. He had Nifong in the center, and it gets blocked out of bounds. So we're going to take a corner kick here.
Well, the Dragons are going to have to be aware. The grass is a little bit damp. It's going to be a little bit quick, and it's going to be a little slick for the cleats. So here comes the first one in from Tanner. It's an in-swinger, and it's a gorgeous ball. Ballinger goes up for the head. It's headed, and here comes Tanner with a little chip in. And the header comes out for the defense. And then there it is. Vanderweel gets it, goes back. He's going back to press the looks in the corner, pulls it back to the 45, and nobody's there. Tanner heads the ball back in. Here's a run on it. Tanner heads it back over to Betts. Betts looks. Gives it over to Almeyer. Goes wide, switches it. Pass is intercepted. Ballinger gives it over to Betts. Trump hits it way forward, and it's going to go out of bounds.
All right, throw in here for Heritage.
Left to go here in the first half.
There's the throw in. Nice little turn. And Johnson gets back, and Trump clears it forward, and here goes Vanderweel again. Just applies the pressure. Barely hit. Andrews clears it just a little bit. Now the ball's played back towards the middle. Betts is going to apply some pressure. Played forward. And Almeyer blocks it. And he says it's a handball. Oh, the Dragons look like it's pretty slick. They're not really at form, I guess I'd say.
Everybody's still trying to kind of feel out what's going to happen here.
Big man Heritage, number 21. King chips it, and it goes straight into Fishburne. Fishburne clears it out, and here comes Travis Tanner. It's going to go out of bounds. Tanner saves his energy. Quick throw in, and Johnson misses. Here's a good through ball over to the center, and Ballinger clears it out. King gets the ball, puts it forward. Ballinger runs through it. Ballinger's going to have to work hard today, you can tell. There's a great ball, and Nifong can't get to it. It's cut off.
Nice job that time by number 17 for Heritage.
Almeyer steps up, takes it, and here comes Stone. Stone hits the ball forward to Nifong. Nifong has it. Nifong goes through 2, and it's broke up.
Wilson again here for Heritage. He's doing a good job on the defense early on.
And they are just long balling it forward, so the Dragons are going to have to be aware. So they're going to try to work their speed against our speed. They're going to go long ball a little bit more. And it's going to be a good little game here. We're going to see how this settles down. Get the sun out there on top of the grass to dry it off a bit. Throw in. Vanny Stone hits it forward. Ball's back wide, and Almeyer takes it. Almeyer's got it. Now Nifong. Nifong looks. Nifong goes. Cuts back. And that's a good tackle. Stone's going to take it. Gives it over, and Betts couldn't receive it. Trump. And the ball is played back, and the keeper's going to run up and get it.
All right, so both sides kind of just feeling each other out right now. Not really, offense is really clicking just yet.
Yeah, just a little miscommunications already. You can see there, right there, Osborne should have went to that ball, and he thought someone else was getting it, so he turned away. And now it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons. Those little things will have to be cleared up and cleaned up if the Dragons are wanting to advance in this game.
Do you think the whole week off has kind of left them a little rusty?
Well, it's hard. You take a whole week off. You've been used to playing 2 games a week and hustling and working hard in practices and game and a game and a game, and now you're slow, relaxed, and this and that, so it makes a difference. Stone has it, heads it forward or hits it forward to Vanderweel. Vanderweel needs. Tanner has it, gives the ball back. Vanderweel, and it's cleared out, and they are packing the center defense in. When the Dragons get forward, they put 3 or 4 in the middle. Good defense by Johnson. They put 3 or 4 dead center on Johnson or on Vanderweel and Nifong, so they're going to have to work on that.
Well, we've seen the other teams try and do that, and it works for a little while, and then the Dragons start using the width of the field. Here's a ball.
And it's off, just off the mark. A great opportunity for Heritage Christian.
And they had a one-on-one with Fishburne, and unfortunately for Heritage, and fortunately for the Dragons, it goes wide left.
Yeah, Wilson just hits it wide. So the Dragons are going to have to wake up here, make sure that they don't allow any of those easy ones like that. It's a good little header to where he needed to be.
That was Capote, actually.
Yep.
Capote.
Tanner has it. Ball's turned. Got good ball movement, good little reactions, good turns. And Nifong a little bit forward. And Nifong needs to stay on his feet there. That got him a yellow last game. All right, it was Vanderweel, I'm sorry. Stone goes wide.
They're going to get Tanner on a foul.
Yep, a little bit late. Shielded it, but he hit a little late.
No score yet. 32-12 left to go in the first half of action here from Eugene Snyder Field, Heritage Christian, and the Argos Dragons.
Well, I tell you what, they have a big back line. They're number 10. Andrew is a very tall kid and a long ball, and it's through ball, and it's too far, and the keeper's going to pick it up.
Well,
And number 9, Burke. I don't know, but if I'm their coach in basketball, I'm recruiting those guys. They are some big fellas. Here comes Nifong. Nifong gives it over to Stone. Stone's on. And it's back in the middle, and no one's there. A little bit too far. He brought the keeper where he wanted, but nobody got over to hit it where they could follow it in. But Stone was off just a little bit on that hit, and that's what you want to see.
Perfect opportunity there for the Dragons. And do you think he was looking for a pass, or was that a shot?
I think he was. The way his hips were turned, I don't think he was trying to hit it hard for a shot in the corner. He didn't have the power. He didn't swing his foot down at an angle. He kept it square, which lets me believe it was going to be a pass across the middle. So.
Well, he's unselfish as can be for the leading scorer for the Dragons, but sometimes a little bit to a fault even. I think
there's times where we've talked about it in the past where you need to go ahead and
Little hand fighting going on over there
Yep.
between the Eagles and the Dragons.
All right, so here's Stone going to take the free kick. And let's see what happens. Here's a shot in the corner, and it's headed out by 10, Andrew. Osborne gets a good battle and gets it. Now Stone has it. Stone's going to come across. And he hits it in there. Oh, he needs a header. And, oh, they clear it out with a defensive header by number 9, Burke.
Well, you talked about the size of the back line of the Heritage Christian Eagles, and that shows right there, number 9, probably, I don't know, 6'2"-ish it looks
Yeah.
like. And
then Tanner's 5'8", 5'9". Tanner with an in-swinger. As Burke heads it up again, Vanderweel chips out, and he drives a bicycle. Betts has it. Betts battles. And Ballinger. And here comes the ball way down. They're just kicking forward, and Fishburne picks it up.
Well, that was 2 opportunities there from the Dragons that Burke was able to stop with a defensive header.
Yep. Yep. Good work out of the
he may be taller than 6'2". He looks like he's got some length to him.
well, the soccer's not like basketball. They don't put height on the names with the rosters, so Tanner heads it back, and it's going to be a throw-in. I'd see Tanner chest that and settle at the feet, be a little bit better play than just a header. And here's a slip again on the throw-in. Knife on gets it, gives it over to Stone. Stone looks. Oh, and he fakes him, and he drops him, and he slips because he turns so good. And there's a great move out of Osborne. Osborne needs to cut it back in. He does, and it's blocked by Heritage. And the ball's still in.
Wow, that stayed in. I don't know how that did that.
Spin of the ball. Almeyer steps up and takes it. It breaks loose. Nobody concentrate. And now here goes Trump versus Capote.
Best defender against the best offensive.
And it's off of, and it should be a, oh, it shouldn't be. Oh, that looked like that went off of the Heritage, but now Heritage has the corner kick.
Well, the Dragons are going to have to stay on Capote. He's their leading
No, they're going to
scorer.
have to stay on number 10, Andrew, I mean.
Well, I'm not saying
He's
just on the
tall
corner.
for the
I know what
corner.
you're saying, yeah.
And there, Nifong marches up. Here comes the hit, and Ballinger heads it out. Hits back in. Slips. And there's a goal. And he calls offsides.
Oh.
Offsides. Yep.
Foul call on here, discretion, go ahead and announce it.
Yep.
Number. So that was a foul call, not an offsides call?
Nope, it was a foul.
All right.
Whew.
Oh.
Well, I told you they need to watch number 10, Andrew, and he ended up, well, I think everybody down on the pitch stopped once they heard the whistle, and that's why he was so open.
Well, the Dragons dodge a bullet there. Still no score. 27.5 minutes left in the first half of play.
Betts goes wide, gives it to Tanner. Tanner has it. Goes forward. Burke keeps, and here goes, and the ball's played back, and they don't call it.
And they're going to call Vanderweel, so it's going to be a free kick for Heritage.
Well, I tell you what, Heritage is going to give a great battle all day, and the Dragons going to have to work on this to get this ball in, and it's going to take 1 or 2 good moments of brilliance from somebody to make the difference in this game. Misjudge, Trump. Oh, and it's played in, and Johnson gets it and heads it out, or hits it out with his foot, and it's going to be a throw-in. Well, let's see what happens here. Burke's going to throw it in. It's headed back, slipped in. Ballinger heads it out. Nifong clears it. And here's Vanderweel, and he can't get it over to Betts. And here's a big clearance from the keeper. And there's a good through ball, and he was offsides.
Offsides.
Yep. And Fishburne is down. He's been hurt. He missed the regional championship game with a shoulder injury, and he took a shot from Capote. He's back up, but he's not feeling real good right now.
Well, the Dragons, I mean, we saw the play. We knew he was offsides up here, and we wanted to make sure Fishburne's okay. It's a good save or good hit by Capote again. Heritage is doing very well pressing it, but right now the Dragons going to have to wake up.
Yeah, they've gotten dodged the bullet a couple times on a penalty and a offsides call, but really right now Heritage is being the aggressor, and the Dragons, like you said, are kind of sleeping right now.
They're a little bit out of sorts. Trump go at it.
Trump winning position. Capote trying to tackle him off of it. Ball goes out of bounds. That's touched by.
Capote's a tough little player here
Yeah,
for
he's
the.
awesome. He does very well.
And he's only a freshman for Heritage, so he's got a huge career ahead of him.
Yep, he's like the the Nifong for Argos. So ball's thrown in, and here goes Betts. Betts fakes, gives it over to Nifong. Nifong looks. We just talked about it. Cuts back towards the defender. Here goes Nifong. It's still in now, and it's just off of Stone's ankle. It can't do anything with it. Now Betts is going to step up and take the ball. It's cleared out. And they instantly go wide at an angle, and that's a good idea.
That's got to be a foul on Heritage number 11, I would think. Now they're going to call that on Argos?
He calls it on Johnson at the beginning.
My. A lot of hand fighting going on there. It looked like the player from Heritage was the one with it being an aggressor, but it's going to be a call for Heritage.
I tell him I don't like this. This is not where the game's supposed to be. You don't have a bunch of players surrounding the official complaining about stuff already. You tell him to walk on. The official needs to address that, say, hey, I made the call, move on, and that's how the game goes.
About 23 yards out. Nope. And now we will. Here's the lead pass to the middle. A deflection and cleared away by the Dragons.
It was a set play. He was trying to get it to the guy who ran down through, but it was cleared out by the Dragons.
Interesting design there on that play by Heritage.
It's an actual set play, and it would have been potentially if the first touch would have been a little bit better. Ballinger heads it back, and now is a head up. And the Heritage fans are a little bit frisky. So the Dragons going to have to wake up and make sure they're playing the game.
All right, Ballinger kicks it out. First touch by Heritage again.
Well, that's a big part of it. Right now, Heritage has got a little more composure. And here comes Nifong. Nifong gives it to Stone. Stone's got it, and it's broke up. And Osborne continued that run, and there's the difference right now is the hustle of Heritage. They seem to want it just a tad bit more right at the moment. I gotta let him out. We got us a B in here. I can't remember how this window works. I never remember. You do it. And it's hit over. All that work, and then he left me. Oh, there he goes.
Johnson got a deflection, so it should be a goal kick, but that's not what the officials going to rule. And a goal kick coming up here for Argos.
And there it goes. Sorry about that delay. It was a close play there again for the Dragons. And Heritage is a little bit stronger and going to the ball, but Almeyer is looking to change that. Tanner hits it forward, and it's headed back. Headed up. Vanderbilt taps it forward, and it's headed out again.
Nifong.
Oh, Nifong, my bad. Hit out of bounds, throwing for the Dragons.
All right, with 21 minutes left to go in the first half of action, still no score on the board. Heritage Christian Argos.
Almeyer steps forward, and they take it from him, and now Johnson hits it up, and nobody's there, and the keeper's coming out to get it.
Like to see Johnson settle that ball and maybe look for a pass.
Yeah, we've talked about that a few times over the season. He does very, very well, but he gets a little bit hit happy and just clears it out at times. Now he's on. Plays the ball wide. Here comes Heritage. Osborne comes back to help defend. And he gets through. Ball's in the middle. And Ballinger plays it straight up the Nifong. Miss hit. Skipping grass.
By another, settles it.
Here comes a shot. Way off. And Fishburne knew it, comes to the side, lets it go by so that way Ballinger can hit it. He doesn't have to catch a hard hit ball. And he's got kind of a sore shoulder anyways. Well, Heritage Christian by far has had the better chances. Dragons have only really had two little bit of a chance, and this net Heritage has put two in. One was a foul, and the other one was way off sides. Stone's going to settle, and they immediately retreat. Cuts it back. And now it's a shot by Nifong, and the officials telling Stone to get up, but they're dragging his feet out, and he just went down. Nice little defensive play, but Stone's a little frustrated right now. Things aren't bouncing and going quite the way as smooth as he wants, but the big thing about Heritage, as soon as he gets the ball, 2 or 3 people immediately just go back behind him, so they know that he's going to have to battle to get there. And that's a better run through out of Johnson.
Well, it's going to take
That's
somebody.
it. Johnson's working. Oh, my word, and they call it on Osborne.
It's going to take somebody to step up. Nifong or Vanderweel is going to have to step up and help Stone out. He's really struggling right now as far as, like you said, there's 3 Heritage Christian Eagles on him every time he sees the ball.
Well, he's had a couple opportunities. We're going to see what happens. Coleman Norris is lined up in the sub position to come in for somebody. Header, and Fishburne catches it with ease.
Wonderful opportunity there for
Stone goes around. 1, 2, 3. Now he's going towards the middle. And there he is. He keeps getting hit, and the official's just going to let him do it. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm not real sure.
We'll take it along the far side. Now to Nifong. He wants to settle it down. He's rattled off.
Here comes Betts. Betts runs across, gets it to Vanderweel. Vanderweel looks. Vanderweel sees Stone. Vanderweel has an opportunity, hits it with his left. Oh, and he's taken down in the box. He's taken down in the box, and it's a PK. Bigger than life. Here comes a penalty kick. Oh, it was obvious. It was an obvious foul. And you got to stop the clock, and here we go.
It's number 17 for Heritage. That's Cameron Wilson. And we've talked about him. He's done some really good things in the defensive end, but
there's no discussion here. That's an obvious PK.
Mistake by Wilson, and it's going to give Stone an opportunity.
That's
here.
a yellow card. It has to be a yellow. Oh, my goodness. How did these officials do that? Yellow card. When it's in the box, offering a PK. There's a goal for Stone.
17-49. Vinny Stone puts the Dragons on the board. They're up 1-0 on the PK kick by Stone.
Yeah. That's the difference of, and that's where soccer is a little different than most sports. Some sports are just flat out black and white lined, but when you're official, you have your judgment. You can do what you want when it comes to cards or whatnot. But if you're taking a player down in the box and you're giving a PK, I'm giving you a yellow no matter what, potentially a red if it's 1v1. And that's just the way I am as an official, and that's just how it goes. But you know what? Heritage will bounce back. They've been super tough. The Dragons are going to have to stay awake and, keep their eye on this one because now it's going to work even harder. Heritage is very, very tough.
Well, we've talked about it in previous games. You say the first 5 minutes after a goal scored is the most important defensively. So we've seen that.
I don't know
if we'll,
I don't know if we'll match 3 goals in under a minute's time.
Well,
but
I hope that the Dragons can hold now on defense.
All right, so here we go. Dragons up 1-0 off PK from Stone. And now they're going to go back, and Stone's going to apply some pressure, and there's almost a mistake, and Stone just about makes them pay again. Now Coleman Norris is in. Here's a long ball, and it's going to go out. Fishburne's going to pick it up. So Coleman Norris came in for Vanderwill. Vanderwill did the work and got knocked down. And there's Fishburne with the big hit.
You can tell Fishburne's not 100%. He's still kind of tender back there, especially after that shot.
Oh, there's a ball in the middle. And here comes Osborne, and they clear it out just at the last minute. Yeah, Fishburne's a little bit tender, and the Dragons are just going to have to keep it away from them. They're going to have to do a little bit better than what they have so far this game so far. And Stone chips it over to Betts. Oh, and it's off of Betts, and Betts hits it over to Tanner, and it bounces off the player, and it goes. And he's going to keep it in. And Almeyer's there to receive it and hits it out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Heritage Christian, which has the corner kick. Long throw. Almeyer slips, but Ballinger steps up and hits it forward. Stone's going to get to it. Andrew, I mean.
Well, I'm not.
I hope he doesn't have it in his hand.
I didn't hear it. Did Tony?
Stone has the ball in his hand. Tony Ross, who's a basketball aficionado, comes down and watches the Dragons all the time. So.
Yeah, he's more of a basketball football announcer, but we heard the old end line last week.
Yeah, on the end line. So.
Yeah, you got to love Tony Ross.
Baseline is what he said. So Trump comes through and runs through it. Oh, and there's no call on that one. But all right, so here we go. Dragons up 1-0. He has kind of a long throw, but not overly long. Betts heads it, and it goes right out. Now, if I'm him, I would have settled that and put it right back in with his foot instead of letting it go out to throw it in. Here it is. Heritage with the cross. Backside. Heads forward. And there's a goal. Told you.
Number 11 for Heritage Christian, that's Luke Wendell, puts it in for the Eagles. Looked like Fishburne kind of slipped. He went off to the right.
It was put back crossed far corner post, and he was there. But sloppy defense, unfortunately, for the Dragons.
So at 15:24, that's what we said, 5 minutes after the goal, and it's less than that. Wendell. He's a sophomore for the Heritage Christian Eagles.
Well, the Dragons got to know when you have a free kick, you can't have one player, Tanner, versus three for Heritage. And there's just the numbers outdid it. And unfortunately, the Dragons got caught. Betts, and that's it, and it goes right out. Now it's back to a tie game, and the Dragons going to have to work. With his foot instead of letting it go out to throw it in. Here it is. All right, Heritage. I was talking with our staff man here for the school, Brandon Schaefer, and he asked me about a prediction, and so far I've said everything has come true. Settles, and that's better for Johnson, and that's a good little ball in straight to Nifong. Nifong turns. Coleman has it, handball, but he plays advantage. And Ballinger gives it over to Stone, now to Nifong. Nifong back to Stone, Stone fakes, goes around, gives it to Tanner. Tanner has it on the left. Tries to pull it back to Stone, and Stone realizes that's not going to work for him. Almeyer gets it. Comes back in towards the middle. Stone cuts it back, gives it over to Nifong, and it's broke up. Well, it's kind of like the old Chelsea parking the bus in front of the goal to keep them from getting there. Here's a long ball up, and it's headed out by Andrew. Betts misses, but Trump runs through, gets the ball. Now Betts has it. And it's come across and taken by Capati. Oi. And they're going to call a foul.
Capati's on the ground. We got a stoppage in time. Right. They're going to check on Luke and see how he's doing. He got hit pretty hard there by Betts.
Yep.
And he's back up, so he's just if they stop the clock, does he have to go out?
They stopped the clock. He's supposed to go out, correct?
You're the rules official.
Yeah. He's got to come off when they stop the clock. Yes.
Yeah, the official stopped the clock. And now he's starting the clock, and he does not come out. So I don't know if that's a
Well, Stone's going to get the deflection. It's running back. And now the ball's played up, and Almeyer gets it. It's out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in.
So you're the
Yeah, if
official.
they stop the clock, no matter what, or even if he doesn't call the coach onto the pitch, if he stops the clock, he has to be subbed.
I can tell you that in football. I understand that, so I would assume it'd be the same. So I don't know, a mistake there by the official, I guess.
But that's a simple, basic rule, and if you're going to be calling a big game like this, you got to make sure you do it correctly. And it's just the little things. But little things can end up big things. Look at so far in this game. So Osborne with a good header out. Betts with the header out, and it's cleared. Norris tries to go to it. Now Betts is going to hustle after it. Now they drop. Betts, knife on, and they click it wide. Ball's played back to Stone, and now the counterattack's on. Could be a missed hit, and then they got to play for that. They got to go after it. Good ball up, and here comes Almeyer with the foot race. Almeyer gets there with ease and hits it out with the left for the throw in. Well, now Dragons are going to wake up a little bit. They're working a little harder. They're trying to control that. They just cannot leave players in there unmarked. And if you see Blues got it all packed in as much as possible. And Fishburne picks it up. So now it's 3-2 on offensive attack. Coleman Norris tries to get it, and it's blocked by the big man. Here's a miss hit, and Norris is applying pressure. And he hits it out of bounds, and here comes a throw-in. Gets it over to the Nifong, and it's headed forward, settled by Osborne. Osborne hits it in the middle. Tanner goes in. Headed out. Played up. Tackled, and Trump hits it forward. Nifong's up front. Now it's just a little bit of kickball. Both teams kind of scrambling, being under pressure. A little bit of sloppy play, and that's good work out of Osborne. Norris to Osborne, back to Norris, and this is a little bit better. Here comes Norris. Keeps it in. Crosses in the middle, and it's going to be headed up. Headed straight up. Nifong will header forward. Now it's cleared out. Burke has it. Heads it in the middle. Crossfield and Almeyer. I love the little dramatic flair, the extra spin that goes with it. Boy, they know how to sell it to get the calls.
So here we go. Lead on the midfield.
Well, the principal from Heritage Christian
doing a great job telling the fans not to yell at the officials.
So the discussion is
All right.
All right, the principal letting the fans know, and I commend him for that. That is tremendous stuff. That's what you have to do. Wow, he's passionate. He's passionate about it. Long ball from Ballinger. So,
well, he's keeping everything under control. We got to give him credit for that, and we'll have to get his name and give him a little bit of a shout out, because that was something you don't see a lot of.
And it's over the goal.
Oh, wow. I don't know. Did Fishburne punch that, or did it just go high?
I'm not sure. I tell you what, we've been chasing bees all morning, and I'm about ready to squash the little rascal.
made that shot even tougher by cutting off the angle.
That's not by what they call it. They call it corner.
Dodge the bullet. And it's 1-1
They got it on a corner, or no, they goal kicked it, so it must not have been touched by Fishburne.
Nope. Pressure, stay the pressure on. We'll just let Mr. B fly around. He's not bothering anything anyways.
You can get us on Twitter. It's at Argos Sports is our Twitter handle, or we're on Facebook as well, Argos Voice Sports at Facebook.
That's the principal. The athlete, he's standing in for the athletic director is what we heard him yell to his fans, telling them, relax, behave. We want to make sure that they're here and they're doing their job and they're fine, and we want to make sure everybody's just even keel, just relaxed. It does no good for fans to yell at the officials.
No, I don't think I've ever seen an official change a call because of something that was yelled from the stands. So
Yeah, that doesn't happen. So
and I have to say I'm as guilty as anybody about getting a little worked up over things, but part of the reason why I started doing this because that way I can't yell as much.
nice ball, but it's on the wide. Here comes Tanner. Tanner's going to beat him.
Got your B.
Where'd he go?
Out the window.
Awesome. And it's going to be throw in. And I like it, the principal there standing there at the head of, in front of all of his fans, and he is kind of just like playing, hey, I'll be the referee for your guys' behavior. You're representing our school, and we want to make sure you do it correctly. And you got to give him credit. It's good stuff.
Here's the throw in. Chested down by Vinny. Got around his man.
John's
Osborne.
good ball. Almeyer runs through it.
Christian will turn over to the near side. Osborne goes chasing, but getting there first is the other 11 on the field, and that is Wendell. They'll get a return.
Nice ball back to him, and Johnson misses it. Now here comes an attack out of the Heritage. Good ball. And Ballinger with the big clearance, and now the attack's on.
Well, there's an attack by one.
This is long ball soccer. This is straight out of 1979. Drill it, run fast, kick it hard, get there. If they got between you, you kind of bump it. Stone has it. Here's Stone. There's a good tackle. Out of bounds, and it's still in. Nice move, and now it's a corner kick, and that's just good. Perfectly fine for the Dragons.
Good work there by Norris. He had the patience and let the player for Heritage kick it out of bounds, so they're going to have a corner kick.
I don't know who had that sliding tackle, but I tell you what, he saved a good shot. Stone was ready to hit it with his left and curl it.
That was Andrew Williams there,
Was
number
it?
6. Yeah, because he's got a bandage on the side of his head there.
And there's a ball chipped in, and the keeper's going to get it with ease. Oh, somebody's got to get in front of that and run through there and head that in before the keeper catches it, because he waited till it got to his chest instead of getting his hands way up to get it. Nice long hit. Spence heads it forward.
It's going to be difficult getting much going there from the corner for the Dragons with the length of these Heritage Christian Eagles.
Stone feeds it through. Nifong, unfortunately, can't get it because of the grass. Falls down again. Almeyer with a great settle. Almeyer plays it up, and it gets paid down. Long ball.
There's Capote again. Capote.
He gets him.
Man, he is fast.
No.
And that's going to be, oh, they're going to give it a goal.
No, he was fishing for a penalty kick from the time he got the ball.
Yeah.
And, and that's fine. I understand it.
5.5 minutes left to go in the first half here from Eugene Snyder Field. We're tied up at 1.
Betts gets the ball back from Coleman. Norris goes wide to Osborne. Osborne looks, keeps it in. And there's a toe poke by Burke. Johnson. Oh, and he hits it straight to the player, but finally battles through it and gets it to Stone. Stone chips it up, and ball's played wide. Now Tanner's going to have it. Tanner heads it forward, and it's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick.
All right, goal kick coming up here for Heritage Christian. Let's take a
Goalie shoe comes untied, and he has to have some help getting it tied back up there because obviously he's got his gloves on. That's interesting.
Oh, he signaled to him earlier or something because the player was waiting on him. So, ball's played forward. Stone heads it up. Now the kick forward. Trump back up, heads it wide. Here comes Osborne. And he good tackle and a good defense, and Johnson hits it out.
as we are down to 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in this first half, and we are tied at 1.
Well, it's been a very eventful first half. Boy, miscommunication there. Coleman Norris has it. Gives it over to bad pass, and then Betts gives, or Nifong ends up getting it to Stone. Stone looks. Gives it over to Nifong. Nifong has him, and it's cleared out, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons.
Good hustle play by number 21, the Asher King for Heritage. Got it poked away from Nifong.
Yep.
Looked like Nifong was going to have an advantage. Nice pass there from Stone.
Well, they got 3, 4 in a triangle around Stone. Stone still heads it in, and here comes a chance. Oh, and he trips him. Oh, no call. Johnson falls to the ground and then knees it. And here's an outstepper, and Fishburne is going to get it with ease. And Capote gives him a pat on the back, saying, "There you go, good job." And here comes a clearance from Fishburne. Headed forward by Burke. Betts heads it back forward. Burke's going to head it back again, wide. Wendell hits it far, and Burke, Capote has it, and Trump clears it out.
Good work there by Trump.
Wendell gets it wide. And slip, and it's going to be picked up by Fishburne. Fishburne's holding that one arm up. If you notice when he runs, he's keeping this one arm tight. Stone slips it. Norris runs through it again. Betts settles. Oh, and that's a good ball from Betts to Osborne to his feet. He's wide. Gets it through, and he gets past his man. Chips it forward, and it's headed out.
There's the height of Heritage Christian again.
Yep. Betts tackles, gets the ball. Ball's played up. Almeyer has it. Almeyer goes. Almeyer chips in the middle, and here's an open chance. Osborne puts it in the middle, and it's cleared out. Coleman Norris gives it back over to Osborne. Osborne's going to chip in the middle. Sliding tackle. To Norris. Johnson.
Nice
Oh, and that's a good ball through. And there's a corner kick. Oh, and he gives a goal kick.
Osborne's
And
down.
Osborne's down.
I don't know how that could be a goal kick. It
Well.
just clearly deflected off of number 9 for Heritage. Osborne gets back up, and we got a goal kick here for Heritage with 1:21 left in the first half.
Well, good half so far. Battle between both teams. Heritage Christian been a little bit more of the aggressor. Stone runs through, and it plays off the official. It's blocked and broken up by Betts. Coleman Norris hits it forward.
Out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons.
Slips. Stone goes around him. Gives it over to Nifong. Oh, and he can't settle it.
Beautiful pass there from Vinny.
And Stone's giving him a little bit of guff, saying, "Hey, if I feed you those, you got to settle and strike that in." And, Coleman Norris goes. Tanner settles. Still has the ball, and here comes Betts with it. Betts goes it, cuts it back. Hits it over, and Stone can't get to it. 11 seconds.
Well, that's going to probably wrap it up here
that's
for
gonna
the
do
first
it.
half.
And the goalkeeper's not even worried about it. He's just walking off the pitch.
All right. Well, after one half of action here from the Argos Semistate, it is Argos Dragons 1, Heritage Christian Eagles 1. We are all knotted up, so we got 40 minutes here to decide. And Heritage Christian, it took them extra time in their championship game at the regionals to make it happen. So we might be going longer. So we're going to take a break here for halftime. We'll come back and do our halftime stats and get ready for second half of action here from Eugene Snyder Field in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back to Eugene Snyder Field here at Argos High School. Steve Stricker with Andy Stone. And our halftime score is Argos Dragons 1 and the Heritage Christian Eagles 1. The scoring came 17-49 with Stone off of a PK. And then Heritage Christian tied it up with a shot by Wendell at 15-25, and that's where we stand at the half. Heritage Christian has a distinct advantage with 5 shots on goal in the first half. They've really gave the Dragons everything they can handle. It's kind of a good defense for the Dragons because it really could have been 2 or 3 goals at this point with a couple of the shots that they had.
Well, the thing is that they've caught them a little bit flat forward with speed, and it makes it hard, and they're not covering when the box is in the middle. The free kick where they got the goal, Travis Tanner had 3 guys, and he was by himself. And that makes it very hard to defend. So I'm not real sure.
Well, we got at least 20 minutes of action here to go in this first semifinal game from Argos. It's the semifinal of the Argos Semistate. And, Andy, you got a fish fry coming up here.
Yep, I am a member and actually lieutenant with fire investigator with the Argos Fire Department. And we have our annual fish fry coming up. It is Saturday, November 12th at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Argos Fire Station. All those wanting to come, definitely come on in. Appreciate any and all donations and sales of tickets. All you have to do is contact the Argos Fire Department, or you can get a hold of myself. I'm on Facebook, and everybody has my number anywhere. So if you need to, just send us a tweet, and we'll get you the information. But we want to thank everyone for coming out to that at the Argos Fire Department. So we got a couple messages here. Let's see here what we got. We got a comment. Phil Middle, one of my old classmates, he's down in Indianapolis listening or watching the game as we go. He's talking about officials and saying they're stupid. So,
second half action here is underway. The Dragons have the ball. Let's see if they can get things rolling here from Eugene Snyder Field.
He's put Stone wide, gets the ball wide over to him, and there's a nice left hood hit, and Tanner misses. And here comes the clearance. It's broke up by Tanner. Tanner gets around him. And then he dribbles it out of bounds. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so starting lineup back in for the Dragons. Vanderbilt gets it. Heads forward. Here comes Betts, and it's chipped over his head. Trump goes wide to Stone, and it's not got enough on it, but Stone comes back through. Knife long in the middle. Gets it over to Almeyer. And it's broke up a little bit. And Johnson misses. Johnson fakes. I'm going to call it as a fake. And he goes back in, and he's going all the way to the box. And he's down, and it's broke loose, and Stone has it. Stone chips him, and it's just over the goal.
Well, I like the aggressiveness they've come out with here in the second half.
That's what we expected, and that's what we've been looking for out of the Dragons. And I got to tell you what. Right back, Johnson. Johnson is moved all the way up with that one, and that worked very well for Dragons. Here comes Stone. Stone chips it up and gives it over to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt takes touch. Goes wide. He's going to be battling Andrew. And the ball is loose, and there's a foul. And now Vanderbilt gets foul called on Heritage, and Stone's over in the corner. What we got? Oh, boy, I could just imagine. Stone's getting ready for the free kick. Stone with the header. Ballinger heads it, and it's blocked. And Almeyer.
There's a whistle. I hear a whistle. And we've got a stoppage in time. Is that Ballinger?
He's down. No, that's Osborne.
It's Osborne.
I don't know why he called the official stop play there.
killed an advantage for
He
Heritage.
did kill an advantage for Heritage. That is not very good.
We're going to call it either way. I mean, if they're for
That's
or against us, I mean, that
Boy.
was a bad call on the part
You
of the
cannot
official.
there is no, the main reason you call, or the main typical reasons you call stoppage time for injury is if it's instantly to the head or a head injury where there's potential concussion aspects and so on and so forth, and or if the ball is in a dangerous manner or near the player where he's down and the ball's there and there's a bunch of players around him, that's when it's a dangerous situation. But when the ball is on the opposite end of the pitch and they have an advantage, there is no reason to call that whistle. I do not.
Well, we've got.
I do not understand that, and that's an unfortunate situation for Heritage. And we don't. The state supplies the officials. We know that. You know that. Has nothing to do with us. But that's a very, very.
He said the fourth official and center official switched because of an injury. That's all we heard.
The center official has been switched due to an injury, and the center official calls that, and the AR is now. So the officials have rotated. The center official is now the fourth official on the far side, and the fourth is now the center, from what I understand. For the remainder of the game, as things have changed, but we got Osborne down. And he went down immediately after being hit in the air, and he's just now coming off the pitch.
Well, he had a little bit of a tweak on this
over there. He got
play
hit pretty hard
in the first half. So,
and now they're giving a free kick to Heritage in a very dangerous situation. But I got to tell you, it's way better than what was happening because it was a 1v1 with the keeper. Almeyer's got to stay awake on that because Cody has got some speed and definitely has the talent. And it's an unfortunate call. I don't agree with it, being on a licensed official either, or on the for the state of Indiana. I think that was a poor call, but here we go. Good chip. Header out by Stone. Stone's going to apply the pressure, and he just about gets there, but Almeyer does. Almeyer goes, fakes, turns, and he loses it. And Ballinger hits it out of bounds, and he's getting back. And it's just not working real smooth for either team. Ballinger has it. Almeyer. Well, it's about that time. I imagine later on, if it's still 0-1-1. That's a great save out of Trump.
wow, he saved that.
Boy.
Big time play.
Great
from
work
Trump.
out of Trump.
Stone went down on the play, and Trump.
Need to get those high spike cleats to stay in this wet grass. The problem with Stone is he gets going so quick, it's very hard with the grass to give him enough traction to turn.
No, I was saying we got a tweet from Steve Albright.
Stevie Albright
says, hey, Andy and Steve, Doug Albright here from Indy. Being a homer is just fine. So,
Steve was graduated with up in the age with my oldest brother, Tony, and a good family friend. We appreciate him watching down in the Indy area also. We have lots of fans. The roots go far, and there's a lot of history here in the Argos. Wow. Tried to head it back to the keeper. He missed it, and Vanderweel was almost there to pick it up.
well, for those that don't know, this is the 53rd year of Argos soccer.
Yeah.
So one of the oldest programs in the state.
It is the oldest. I have the newspaper article that very first game for the Dragons and it was submitted to the state, and the commissioner of Indiana Sports sent back an acknowledgement that was the first official interscholastic game of soccer ever to be played in the state of Indiana.
And
So it's kind of that's kind of neat. Back in '63.
in their first season, they played, CMA 3 times, and that was their season?
Yeah, that was basically CMA, and the Dragons and the school decided to start it so they keep their players in shape from between baseball and going back to basketball and wanted to stay in shape. And lo and behold, did they find out that, hey, we're pretty good at this. And it's kind of grown, and that is probably what the Dragons are known for, is soccer and basketball, both on the boys and girls side.
Well, 3 state championships in the 70s.
There's a good ball in, and it's headed, and it's over the goal. Ballinger just about scores it.
3 state championships in the 70s, and what do we have? 5 in a row, 6 in a row regional championships.
Yeah. Well, and there was some tournaments that the Dragons took back in the day that was huge amounts of teams that before the state even recognized it as an actual sport. So they talk about that and some of those other things that went on. So, well, we're going to check and see. Did you get a score on the boys game over here? Ooh, not very good for the Dragons. Argos FC was down a little bit, but they lost to Indiana Invaders 8-2. But hey, that's where the programs are built, all on the youth. So,
have not heard what's going on down in Evansville yet. I kept looking here for an update, but have not seen
nothing's
one.
been posted. Well,
no. I was looking to see if Val was here, but I don't see him. Darn it!
Good ball in, and Fishburne's going to get it with ease. So,
Indianapolis Acina and Tri-West are playing right now down in Evansville for the Evansville Semistate.
Ball's wide, and Coleman Norris is in. For Osborne, goes wide, hits the ball back in the middle to Betts. Betts looks. He's going to get the ball back and go wide, and that's a great ball over to Travis Tanner. Tanner over to Nifong, and it's a little too hard. Here comes Coleman Norris, runs through, and Norris gets the ball wide to Stone. Stone's got one coming from behind. He feeds it up to Vanderweel. And that's a good little defensive play to knock it out. Number 15, Roto.
I tell you what, Coleman Norris has really impressed me. He steps in and plays goalie in the regional championship
and there's
game.
A corner.
Only sub for the Dragons here the first half, and I thought he did a wonderful job for him. He kind of brought a little energy to the team.
He's done a little bit. I'm telling you what, by the 15 minutes left, I'm willing to see Manikowski in and Almeyer up top to create havoc. Almeyer's in the back at the moment. Bounger with the header, and then just over the goal. Wow, he went in there and hit that with power, but it was just a little too high.
Yeah, we've seen Coach Vanderweel do that where he moves Almeyer up, puts Manikowski in the back on the defense, and it's really shook things up and boosted the morale and the speed for the Dragons.
Now Stone's moved forward, and Norris has moved to the right mid, and here's a great ball wide, and Almeyer gets the ball and hits it back, and he's going to maintain possession. Hits it, gives it straight up to Nifong. Nifong looks. Nifong's got some room. Nifong's going up towards the middle. And he hits it a little far, and he gets shielded off the ball. But he still continues, and he gets the ball played in. It's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons. Good work out of number 21. We've talked about him, King. He's doing a very good job back there. He's very big and strong. Ball slipped in, cleared out. Betts heads it over. Tanner keeps it in. King has it, and Tanner pulls it out of bounds. Here's the throw-in. Betts settles, gets it back, goes through. And King with the slide tackle, the ball goes in the middle, and it's headed back towards Almeyer steps. Tanner, great ball over to Johnson. Now Betts has it. Gives it over to Vanderweel. Vanderweel looks, gives it over to Stone. Stone's going to run through it, and he can't get to it in time. He still has it. He's in the middle, and put in the middle, and it's off there, and it's going to be a corner kick. And that's great work out of the Dragons, applying the pressure. Now the Dragons are starting to come in their own and apply some pressure.
Well, this is the Argos team that we've seen all season. It just really wasn't quite there. I don't know if the aggression wasn't there the first half, but they're coming out and playing the game that they can play.
Stone going to curl it. It's a great ball, and it's headed forward. And it gives it back. Tanner to Stone. Stone looks, fakes, breaks through one, and he slides tackles and gets busted out. Ball's played forward. Almeyer, and it's still playable. Travis Tanner to Almeyer. Gives it back over, and here's a dangerous spot for the Dragons. Capote goes around him.
Wow. You don't see Almeyer get outran very often, but that Capote has got some wheels. He's calling for another foul. He keeps trying to get the calls.
He's diving a lot, but that's
he must be like you and watches that EPL in the Sunday morning episodes or something. But
the ball was played and it was loose.
He's got some wheels there, and Timmy Almeyer is fast.
Well, he just was flat-footed, and when you're flat-footed and someone's already moving, it makes it that much harder to keep up. Timmy typically doesn't have an issue with it, But Pagodi is just like Vinny, and they're quick steps, and it makes it hard to catch up with it.
Yeah, he's at full speed in a couple steps. That's a quality player, and he's going to be a good one for him for a long time.
Trump gets it up, and now here comes Vanderbilt applying the pressure. Tanner heads it forward. Nifong. He's off sides, and he knew it. He gave him the old thumbs up because he knew he was off sides. So now Ballinger's going to have to make a good play. Well, we talked about moving Almeyer up, but it might not be something to do because of Pagodi's speed.
Well, I was going to say that's probably why it hasn't happened yet.
Stone has it. Stone shots, and he saves it. What a save. Good shot from Stone and a good save.
Beautiful quick shot there by Vinny. Just a beautiful save by the keeper for Heritage.
And there's a slip. Trump has it. Hits it forward, and Stone's up. He's getting held, but he runs through it. Keeps it. Steals it. He has a chance. Fakes. Looks. Gives it back. And Travis Tanner's going to make his run. It's going to go out of bounds for a goal kick.
28.5 minutes left to go in the first half, and here comes Manikowski.
Manikowski's coming in.
Well, he's coming in for Almeyer.
And Almeyer's going to take a break, and then I think he'll go up top. We talked about it.
Well, Manikowski has got to keep his eyes open and keep in front of Capote for Heritage.
Yep, he's got to stay between him and the goal at all times. Long hit. Slips it. Wendell hits it in the air. Betts. Oh, and he gets beat. And here comes Manikowski. Puts it up. And that's a good tackle out of Tanner. Yeah. Dangerous play.
Yeah.
Rolled there, stopped.
Well, that was a pretty obvious call, and he almost made it the other way initially.
He just he's a fill-in at the moment, and he's got to find his bearings on which way this team's going. So Dragon's going to have to stay with this. Oh, hey, that's enough. That's all right. Good hit. Headed out by Betts. Wendell has it. Just containing. Has no problem. You just let them play, and then they can make the mistake just like this. Vanderweel, unfortunately, hits it too far up.
There's Johnson again. He needs to settle that ball.
And he's offsides. He was offsides. Wendell on the far side. You betcha. We talked about it. Just settle and then kick it. Don't swing aimlessly. A lot of bad things can happen from that.
All right, Dylan Ballinger's going to take the free kick for the Dragons on the offside call. 26.5 minutes left in the second half of play. It's 1-1.
And Coleman Norris is going to have to go to that. You can't wait for it. Here's a ball through, and Ballinger. And here comes Fishburne. And Fishburne, and very good of the Heritage Christian number 3, I think that is, or 5. Let me see.
6, 5.
5. Well, number 5. Jake Pinkston, he sets up and he clears and steps up away from the keeper instead of hitting him. He knew he wasn't going to get it. That's very fair play, and that's what we like to see.
Here's Capote.
And it's going to be a corner kick.
Yep.
Nope. Johnson, very good work out of Trump to head it up. And now it's off of Dragons. It's going to be a throw-in for Heritage.
Good defensive work there by Ballinger.
Trump hits it out. Stone's going to go to it. Gives it over to Tanner. Tanner's got to run. He's got a wide line. Hits it up to Vanderweel. Vanderweel, and he's shielded off, and the keeper's getting it with ease. And it's played back, and Fishburne's going to pick it up.
So right now, it looks like both teams are playing not to make the mistake.
They're being tight and reserved, and no one wants to make a mistake on this one, but they're going to go for it. And here's the ball in. And Manikowski. Manikowski's battling. And battles and hits it out, and it's going to be a throw-in. Very good for Manikowski.
Just gets it inside the line.
Well, let's see if they can get a quick clearance is what they're hoping for Stone up top. And it looks like number 13, Olds, is going to be coming in. And, yeah, to give the teams credit, both of them teams are working super hard. Betts hits it out, and that's what Stone was wanting. Now it's 3-on-2. And now they're hustling back to try to catch him. Stone goes around him, gets him right. And it's going to be a corner kick for the Dragons.
All right, good work there by Stone. Corner kick for the Dragons. The height of Heritage Christian has played all kinds of havoc on the Dragons here on these corners.
And here comes Olds, and out goes Coleman Norris. A good set of minutes out of Norris.
I'd say Nifong's what, a good 6'1"?
6'6", yeah.
And he looks pretty small. Those boys are big in there for Heritage.
Ballinger's got his head on the last two. Here's one from Stone. And it's headed up, and Tanner heads it back in the middle. Headed back out. Betts settles. Hit forward, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick. Oh, it's corner. All right. Tipped off of Heritage.
I thought I saw a deflection, a little bit of a tip.
All you do is just change. Here comes Stone. Stone curls, and no one's going to it, but Stone's going to get the freebie throw in. Andrew heads it out. Tanner turns it, gives it over to Betts. Betts is going to swing sides. Gives it over to Johnson. And Johnson gets it taken away, and now it's a 2v2. Here comes a breakaway. And he runs past the ball. Good work out of Johnson to get back, and Olds has it. And
shoulder shiver
yep,
there.
Nope. Outside the box, and there's going to be a free kick for the Heritage Christian. Now it is outside the contact.
And it's a dangerous spot here, but it's kind of hard. We've talked about this, to get that ball up and over and back down into the goal. See what the Eagles can do with it here with 22.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Well, this is a very good opportunity for Heritage and Wendell to be the hero.
I'm saying he's going to go over here to the right. Looks like we got something on
well,
right there.
Ballinger needs to watch number 10. He's got to watch Drew and Burke. They're both super tall.
And there goes 10 far post.
And
bad kick.
Betts clears it out.
Like you said, they were going for 10 on the back post. And, oh, Vinny shielded that ball. I don't know where they call that call. Saw that clear as day.
Oh, boy. He thought he touched it, but Vinny let it go by. And Manikowski heads it out.
We've seen Vinny do that time and time again.
Yep,
and
fake, and then
apparently
shields the ball and uses his body correctly. But
apparently he faked the AR out on that as well.
Here comes the throw. Headed out by Betts. Crossed.
Oh, boy.
Misses. And
Boy.
Fishburne picks it up as a soft hitter after all. And here comes Fishburne. Stone wants it quick.
If they would have had a clean shot on that, that was dangerous right
Stone
there.
settles. Gives the ball wide to Tanner. Tanner's got it. Tanner's going. Cuts it across. Still has possession. Tanner's got to break away. He's going to hit it in the middle. Waits too long, and he doesn't get the cross off. And Manikowski settles. And Betts has it. Betts shields. Pulls, turns, keeps it. Betts has it. Keeps going wide. And it's out of bounds. It's going to be a tip, and it should be. Well, I thought that went off a knife or Betts.
No, it was.
But it is good work out of Betts, taking it down the line. Almeyer up top. We called it. Vanderweel out. Almeyer up top to cause some havoc.
Well, I think he wanted to see maybe give Almeyer a little break and get him in there fresh.
Talk to him about where he wants to do, where he wants to go, and what he wants him to do. Ballinger.
Stone with a knee pass in front, and they got cleared, but a foul.
The guy dove. Ay, ay, ay.
Well,
The guy's 6 inches taller, and he went down like he was barely touched, and he was knocked over by the Titanic hitting him. Come on. Ball's played in. Manikowski goes after and gets the header. Freshman battling. Nifong hits it up. Almeyer. Stone fakes. Gets a move. Carries it. And he gets blocked from back. And this Stone, I tell you, if Stone goes down there, they get the free kick. Unfortunately, he tried to battle through it. Good ball out of Sam Manikowski. And you, oh boy, he's using the body. Betts has it, pulls back. Betts has it again, and it's out of bounds, and it's going to be thrown for Heritage.
well, we understand that the officials are missing a few calls here, but the boys just got to play their game. They can't be worrying about what the calls are on the field.
And there's a missed play, and there's a miss by the Dragons, but he gets it over. Heads it back, and now Betts has it. Betts has it. Gives it to Stone. Stone looks. And he's tripped, and the ball's played. And now the counter's on, and it's out of bounds. Stone's going to have to keep it super close. They are sliding them from behind, and they are working it hard. Missed. And Stone gets there. And he's too late for the slips again. Stone needs to worry about his shoes sticking better in this field. Oh, boy. Betts heads it forward. Tanner breaks it loose. Here comes Nifong. Nifong to the field. He's going to the center. He sees Almeyer. Almeyer slips, and it's broke off. Now Johnson hits it forward. Almeyer's back on his feet. Position. And it goes. Almeyer's going to run through it and get it back. Olds is battling. And it's won by Burke. And it's out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for Heritage. And here comes Betts. Betts battling. Oh, and he calls a foul.
Foul?
17
They
and a
called a
half.
foul back there. And there slip. Stone gets it. And it's going to be a corner kick. Well, unless he gets there in time, and he does. And it's going to be a throw-in.
Did he get it in front of the
nope.
flag?
No, it's corner.
I didn't think he did.
Here comes Ballinger. Stone needs to keep it out. That's a great ball. Ballinger's coming in, and it's headed forward again. Nifong, shot, and it's blocked. Handball in the box, and nobody calls it. He had his arm up away from his body. That's terrible. But here we go. Cabote's down here. Manikowski with a great defense. Manikowski's going. Look at the freshman. Look at him battle. Great the through ball to Stone. Stone's not going to be able to get it, and that's great work out of Manikowski. Oh, boy. I cannot believe they didn't call that handball. It was kind of obvious up here. Manikowski heads it up. Nifong has it. Nifong's going. Gets through. And there's a foul from behind, and it's going to be a free kick for the Dragons.
Foul they called on Roto. So free kick about 25 to almost 30 yards out here.
It's not close enough to shoot. That's why you need to turn around and
All right, so here comes the Dragons. Ballinger's going to chip it in. Now, Dragons are definitely at a size disadvantage, but they maintain their positioning. They can probably draw a foul here. That's a great ball. Stone slips it, and it's blocked. Tanner, and it's deflected, and it's going to be a corner kick. Deflected off a player, and it's going to be corner kick out of the Dragons. All right, so Vanderweel's in. Olds is out. And now the Dragons are battling. And so is Heritage Christian. No matter what, this has been a fantastic game so far. Back and forth battle. Here comes Stone. Stone curls. And nobody gets to it. And it's going to be a goal kick.
We'll take a 30 30-second break. We'll take a 30-second.
All right, we're down to 15 minutes left here in the game.
Dun, 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 dun. I love it. Here we go.
Still,
Battle's
still
on.
knotted up at 1 here.
Anybody's game. Both teams are having opportunities. And now the fans are starting to get into it. And a little bit of ping pong action. And Tanner gets it up. And here comes Timmy Almeyer. Hits back in the middle, and it's loose. Vanderweel. And here's a miss hit. And he takes his time. You see that little settle and takes time. Almeyer runs through and gets it off the chest. And the ball's still kind of sloppy and in play. Nifong needs to stay on his feet. Ballinger heads it forward. Here comes Stone. And hits way out, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons. And now the anxiety's building amongst the fans, and you can see it feed directly straight into the players, because now the players are losing their feet to feet, so on and so forth. They're just playing a little bit of speed and kickball. Stone with a through ball. Slip off his head. Now Betts has it, and it's blocked. Tanner has it. Gives it over to Trump. Trump immediately takes it to the side. Switches sides.
I think it's open. That's why it's getting cold up here.
Headed down by Andrew Williams.
Oh, hold on. Somebody just came in anyway. You might have to worry about it. You're good now.
Almeyer has it, and it's cleared out. And now it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons. Well, I don't know what the Dragons are going to have to do to break through. The pressure's been on them. Here it comes. The ball's played out again.
Well, the Dragons have kept it down on their offensive end pretty much the whole second half, unable to get one in. It's just going to take one mistake by either team, and whoever gets
Betts with the shot, and it's saved.
Just like that, you're going to get a shot there from distance by Betts, and good save there by the keeper for Heritage.
Ash was done very well for him tonight, or today. Ball's played up, and the wind's going to kill it. And he's offsides because he was in an offsides position when the ball was played. He knew he was. He's not saying anything. He's got his head down because he knew he was when the ball was initially played, even though it drifted back. When he was standing and the ball was initially played, he was in the offsides position. Well, I tell you what, one thing this no matter what team goes through, they are going to be tired because this has been a pure battle nonstop since the whistle.
Well, I'm anticipating the second game is going to be similar to this with number 5 and number 7 taking on Westview and Marion.
Fakes, gives it over to Johnson. Johnson looks, gives it up, and it's going to be a throw-in. Johnson with the miss hit.
Coach Vanderweel has shortened his bench considerably here this afternoon. Only about 3 players have come off the bench.
Nifong, ball gets through. And now it's taken away from Johnson. Johnson has it. Johnson goes by. Johnson's got his pace on the ball. Johnson looks. Turns. And it's going to be off, and it's going to be a corner kick. What good work out of Johnson.
All right, Vinny's going to go take the corner for the Dragons.
This is the 8th corner of the half for the Dragons, so that tells you how the pressure's been on. And Heritage has got a lot of tall players, and here's a long ball in, and dangerous play, you betcha. You can't do the high kick. It's not a PK, it's indirect. Indirect free kick, no matter what. I think it's number 3, if I remember from his hair.
We'll get him here in a second.
Well, I don't know how they can get that one in.
Just run across it, touch it, and let Stone shoot it. Stone can get it in there.
Here we go, Vinny with the approach. Every blue jersey is on that goal line. Here they come, the shot.
He does. No, it's blocked on the line. It blocked on the line. There's a head ball.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
He was trying to go underneath. They thought he was going to go high.
He got it underneath, but one guy was standing there and was able to save it.
Wow.
Woo. Oh, my word. Talk about intense.
Further along, only to have it taken back by the efforts of Williams. Williams Now to Capote on the left side. The freshman tries to win a foot race down low.
And Ballinger with a great tackle carries it now.
He'll move it out of his own end.
Gives the ball up, and oh, Nifong turned his back to him.
Burke for Heritage sends it up the left side.
And it's going to go out of bounds, and going to be a throw-in for the Dragons.
Well, we're under
boy.
10 minutes left to go in this one. Looking more and more like we may be going into overtime.
Extra time here.
But still got 10 minutes. Actually,
Anything
9.5.
can happen, yep.
Yeah.
Ball popped up along the far side over the
Ball's played up, and here comes Fishburne. Fishburne's going to pick it up.
Oh, Robinson. Fishburne picked it up.
He's going to hit it.
There's a move out of midfield. Stone had his back climbed on, trying to go for a header. No foul.
Nifong gets past his man. Burke goes down, and Nifong's in. Here comes Nifong. He looks square, goes around, and it's off of him, and it's going to be a goal kick. He needs to cross that ball. He had 3 players in the middle. He needs to cross that by the 18.
Waited a step touch too long and was able to get
Yep.
back for the defense was Heritage, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Eagles.
Long hit. Now he's starting to battle a little wind. Stone almost gets to it. Now it's chipped forward.
They're on.
He's onside. And there it is, and he's just off the mark.
Boy, that looked like it was going in the goal from up here. It just went to the left a little bit, and man, that was
boy.
close. That was almost.
Dragon fans have a sigh of relief there.
That was almost the mistake that was going to do it in for the Dragons right there.
Well, I tell you what, you got to give Heritage Christian ranked number 20, but they are playing phenomenal today and working super hard. You don't just get to this far by being a slouch. You got to give them credit. Betts falls after he gets it, gets back up. And there's the ball misplayed. Vanderweel gives it over to Osborne, or Nifong. Nifong looks. Nifong in, Nifong chips, and it's blocked. Here comes Stone. Stone fakes. Puts it in the middle, and it's broke up. Capote has it. Stone, or Manikowski, and luckily, number 3,
Yeah, I think
Yakovley plays it a little too early.
I think he played that.
Almeyer heads it forward. Almeyer's going to get it back. Almeyer goes, and it's broke through, and it's broke up. So if you notice what Andrew's doing now, the defense, he's staying about 6-10 yards behind everyone, not giving them a chance. Here comes Almeyer, fakes. He's such a gnat. He stays with it, keeps with it. And the ball's chipped out. And Betts runs through, and here comes Trump. Hits it forward. Betts headed out. Ballinger looks, gives it over to Tanner. Tanner's got time. He's by himself. Hits it up to Almeyer. What a hit. And Almeyer settles it back towards the, and it doesn't help. Ball's head up, and here comes Vanderweel. And that's a good shielding play out of Burke.
6.5 minutes to go. Still knotted up at 1.
Well, I tell you, Dragons were a little bit sluggish first half, and they've really come about and had to. They still got to make sure they play strong defense because Heritage Christian has had a lot of breakaways. Manikowski with a great ball to Tim Almeyer. Ballinger has it, gives it over to Stone. Stone lets it go. He feeds it on over to Nifong. Nifong's on the right. He's got time to cross it. And he does, and it's going to get in. Vanderweel fakes, and it gets broke up. And now they play it back in the middle to Andrew. Settled and played it wide. Very good by Manikowski. Betts runs through it. Keeps it wide. Betts has it. Keeps it going. Gives it over, and Almeyer has it. Almeyer looks. Offsides. And
All right, they called Almeyer offsides. It's going to be a free kick for Heritage. We're approaching the 5-minute mark.
And Manikowski has got a nosebleed. Stop the clock. Manikowski's got a nosebleed, and he's got to come off.
So the clock stops with 5:11 left to go in the
Almeyer
half.
goes back for Manikowski. In comes Coleman Norris.
Gonna put Norris up front. Gonna put Almeyer back in the back. I thought
Number 11.
Manikowski's played a really
Yeah.
good game. Obviously,
He's a freshman, but he's played tremendous the entire time he was in and did very, very well. And he's got the bloody nose, so here comes a Ballinger, heads it out, and here comes Betts. Betts, and there's a ball's played in. He's onside. Fishburne hits it out. Great work out of Fishburne.
wow.
That is absolutely textbook goal. Great work out of him to come out and punch it when he needed to. Good stuff out of Fishburne.
You can see him holding his shoulder.
Yep.
But he's played a gutsy game here today.
Ballinger heads it up, hits it forward. Now Vanderweel has it. Vanderweel looks, gives it over to Tanner. Tanner chips it up, and Stone's going to make the run. Stone has it. Stone's got him. And it's cleared out, and he's going to call the foul back here where he hit him. And he makes the call, and that's the correct call.
So, with 4:20 and counting left in the second half, a free
Waited until they lost the advantage, then he calls the foul. It's
Yep.
going to be a free kick for the Dragons.
There's been a few calls today. It's been a little shaky at times on the officiating, but that one's the correct call.
clock down to 4 minutes. Ballinger
Ball in from Ballinger. And it's headed out. Slip. Betts. Oh, Betts goes this line. Betts lines it up, and there's a great tackle out of Johnson, and then it's ran through. And now Betts does it again. He steals it again. Gets the ball to Stone. Oh, and it's broke up again. And the ball's played forward. And there he is. The ball's in on sides. And there goes Trump. Trump battles. And now Heritage has numbers. Capote looks. And it's way off the mark.
3.5 minutes left to go in regulation time here from Argos. It's a 1-1 tie right now with the Argos Dragons and Heritage Christian Eagles.
We got a game here.
The winner moves on to the championship game here at 7 p.m. and a chance to go on to the state championship game.
Headed out. Almeyer has it. Misses. A lot of missed hits by the Dragons at the moment. I think part of that's just plain old tired legs. Ball's played through. Almeyer battles. Breaks it away. Tanner. Good hit from Tanner. And there's a miss hit. Now, oh, and that's good work.
Wow, that was a great play by number 15,
Good stuff out of him.
Rodo, for the
Rodo.
Eagles.
Yep.
Wow.
Did well. Got it over Stone and was able to move it. And 2:28 left in the regulation time. Stone. Now Stone returns the favor with a nice move. Tries to feed it through, and he loses his footing. And now Tanner's battling, and here comes Almeyer. Oh, and there's a late hit.
way back underway. Almeyer just got taken down there in midfield. And
Free kick coming up for the Dragons. We're approaching the 2-minute mark here in regulation time.
And this is where Ballinger needs to put it in for the Dragons. The Dragons need to do something with it. It's very hard with Heritage Christian's big back line. There's the ball in. Here comes his chance, and he's in the goal! He's in the goal! Oh, my word, he was in the goal bigger than life.
comes out of it.
Oh, man, he caught that ball in the goal. He wasn't in position. Nobody. The AR was not on position on the line. And here comes Nightfong. Gives it over to Coleman Norris. And Norris hits it way too hard. Oh, my goodness. That's the official AR not being on his line like he's supposed to. And he caught that inside the goal. Oh, my word. All right. Well, it's been a battle, and the Dragons are still pushing through. See what happens. Oh, goodness sakes.
Two players go down battling for it. Two more are working for it.
And here comes Heritage Christian with the last-ditch effort.
Trying to make a move is Pinkston. Pinkston centers with the right foot and cutting through some traffic.
Broke out.
There was Williams. Argos collapses on
Hits it, And now we got Vanderweel. Heads it forward. And 39 seconds left. And it looks like we're going to end up having some extra time here. We talked about, oh, and that's a good ball. And unfortunately, Vanderweel can't keep it in. Heads it up. He hits it forward, and he's onside.
Yeah, he called the offside.
Second time.
Yeah.
The second time he was. The first time he wasn't.
Well, that's going to do
That's
it
gonna
here
do
for
it here.
regulation. We're going to go into an overtime session. Here at Argos, it's the Argos Dragons knotted up at 1 with the Heritage Christian Eagles. And, boy, I don't know. That kick there by Dylan Ballinger sure looked like the keeper caught that in the goal box. No call by the AR and cleared out. And so we're all knotted up here at the end of regulation. So we're going to have us, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back here with overtime. We're going to have a 5-minute overtime, and if we're still knotted up after that, then, right, 1 5-minute overtime, Andy?
Two sevens in their entirety.
2 7-minute overtimes, and then if it's still knotted up, then we go to PKs. All right, so we'll take just a few minutes here for everybody to get back on the field, and I'd like to thank all of our sponsors again for the broadcast. And one of our major sponsors for RTC4 and Argus Voice Sports is the Zone Sports Complex of Indiana, Andy. And
Yeah.
you're the soccer director at the Zone, and they're getting ready to break ground on their new indoor soccer facility here shortly. Planning on having that open here in the early springtime, and tell them a little bit about what's going on up there.
Well, we got we're doing the futsal for the first session or two until the building is complete, and then we're going to have full-fledged indoor soccer with 2 fields of turf and so on and so forth. So somebody sent us a message. Let's see who this is. Colin Odell says zoom out a little, I guess. So let's see. He's got a picture of it. What's it look like according to our photographer? So,
well,
it doesn't really matter. The game's not been called. It's still playing, so that's a null and void. It doesn't matter, you know. So
it is what it is right now. It's
we're going to take a peek. I want to take a peek myself. Hold on a sec.
All right. So we're going to go and we're going to take a break here. We'll come back. We got about 4 minutes here before the start of overtime, and we'll be right back here from Argus.
sevens? 2 sevens. 2 sevens. I don't think we want PKs with fish hurt. Right? Goalkeeper. Okay, I'm back here flying solo at the moment. Steve's down doing some checking there, but here we are, 16 seconds left before we restart. 2 7-minute extra time halves, no matter what. There is no more golden goal or quote-unquote sudden death is what it used to be called when I was a kid. But it starts to thinking now, if we do go to PKs, how is Fishburne being injured going to be able to help and or hurt the situation? But it's just how it is. We got a long time to go, 14 minutes worth of play before we do anything now. The Dragons were knocking on the door. I think they had a total of 8 or 9 corner kicks for that half alone. And Heritage only had, what, 1, 2, 0 corners. So that gives you a kind of a hint which end the ball was at. Now, there was a couple plays lately that, the officiating staff needs to wake up and get with it. It's just a super fast-paced game. It's a long ball city. So you got to be able to go with that. So here comes the Dragons now. They are going from south to north. And the sun's going to be kind of in the keeper's eyes for a bit. So, let's see what the Dragons can do. So Norris is in. And Vanderweel is still in.
So my understanding is they play both
no matter what.
7-minute quarters, no matter what, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then at the end, if it's still knotted
PK
up,
shootout.
all right.
But here comes a quick press out of Heritage. And it's out of bounds, and it's going to be corner kick for Heritage. And they started off quickly the way they started the game. None in the second half, but automatically start with 1. And he slips and falls. And that's not the corner he wants, but that's definitely the corner the Dragons want to see.
Ball goes behind the net, so it's going to be a goal kick here for the Dragons.
He slips and falls, and here's the start. So first beginning of the half of extra time, first half of extra time, they immediately get a corner, slipped by Stone. Stone gets it. Nifong has it. Nifong's going. Nifong needs to go into the box. Nifong looks, hits it, and it's going to be blocked. Drew, and it's going to be hit, and it's going to be a corner kick, or a goal kick, sorry. I think Nifong kind of give Andrew a little retaliation for Vinny when Vinny got his down here. So Nifong's a very big, strong boy, and he's not intimidated. But that's a good play out of both ends. It's tough, hard, physical play. They just got to make sure they mind the game and they go directly to the ball, and the official keeps it in check. The official cannot let it get out of hand when it comes to the fouls. And it's out of bounds, and it's going to be throw-in for the Dragons.
5:13 remaining in the first overtime.
Jonathan throws it in, and Stone keeps it in. What a play out of Stone, and he gives it up to Vanderweel. Vanderweel's not going to keep up with it, and he does not. And Stone's a little frustrated. He's trying to get the guys moving a little bit quicker, a little bit beforehand, and knowing where he's going to go. And there's a great slipping header, and it's missed by Johnson, and Capote gets it and turns it. Nice little move, but he has to keep control of it for it to work. Nifong has it. Gives it over to Stone in the middle. Stone looks. Run through, and it's broke up. And Nifong's going to throw it in. Vanderweel. Vanderweel in the middle, and the ball's played. And here comes, and that's a great step by Johnson, and that's exactly what you do. You don't want him to stand and get the ball. You got to go to it.
Here comes to the
Great work out of Nifong. And then he splits them. Here comes a big switch, and it tails away. Wimmer has it. Window goes, and it's taken away by Tanner. Tanner goes up, and here comes Coleman. Norris makes the run, applying the pressure. Kicks it up, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons. Nope, it's still in. Window steals it. Ball's in the middle. Ballinger heads it up. Heads it back forward. Ballinger again. And Vanderbilt plays the miss. Gives it over to Stone. Stone looks. Gives the ball over to Nifong, and it's cut off, and Betts can't get there.
Saw Nifong running alongside,
he saw
so did Vinny.
And Stone gets there. He takes it away. Capote takes it back. Chips it up, and he's on. Window's on. Way far. And it's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be a goal kick. And Stone's trying everything he can, but he's got too many people on him. And he's getting hit pretty hard after every chance.
Now, we've said it's a matter of a couple of the guys stepping up. Nifong and Vanderwilt have got to step up and find something.
Yep, Vanderbilt's got a great ball. Vanderbilt has a chance. It's 1v1, and he goes around him. He's playing him up, and there's going to be a corner kick for the Dragons.
All right, let's see what the Dragons can do. They got a corner on the near side.
So Stone
looks like
going to take it. The wind's blowing it.
It's going to be into the wind.
This is where I'd have Tanner try the in-swinger on the near post with the wind. As a left footer can curl it in before that keeper gets there. And Vanderwill's up front. Stone chips it in. Nifong tries to head it. And it's cleared out. Almeyer going to have a little bit of time. Gets it. Ball's played, and now Betts has it. Betts goes towards it. Chips in the middle. Stone wasted it. Missed her, and it's a tip, and it's off the mark, and it's going to be a corner. Oh, boy. Stone didn't get on in what he wanted, and then the defender barely hit it, and it almost went past the keeper. The keeper was in trouble. He was already on his butt. Fell down in that greasy box with the wet field. Stone curls it in. Ballinger heads it, and it's going to be off, and it's going to be a goal kick for Heritage. Well, here we are, minute 13 left in the first overtime. Extended time.
1 minute left here. Still knotted at 1.
Ballinger gives it over to Tanner. Tanner mishits it. Tired legs. And it's out of bounds, and that's a very, very big example of extra time. First time I've seen it, the Dragons have been there. 46 seconds. Now the question is, how will Fishburne be for PK shootout? If they get there. Stone steals it. Through ball. Gets blocked up. Battles back. Battles back by Almeyer.
I'm hoping we can take care of it before then. That's one of the things that scares me with Fishburne being pretty banged up right now.
Yep. Tanner gets it, taps it forward. Tapped her forward again. And it's off of Pagodia. It's a great hit.
Only 8 seconds left, though, so nothing going to be happening here for the Dragons.
Doing well for them.
All right.
The Dragons switch sides.
After one overtime, we're still knotted at 1. And we got 7 minutes to go here, and if we can't get a resolution after 7 more minutes of action, we're going to go into a PK shootout. So want to thank all our sponsors. If you're in town and you're looking for something to do, we've got In Stitches and Signs there on State Road 10. They've got a beautiful display of pumpkins and gourds and mums and outdoor fall decorations. They're just take State Road 10 across 31, about 1/8 of a mile, and you can check them out in between your time. And we're going here with the second overtime. Quick run for Heritage.
Well, here we go. Dragons need to work this. Nice hit out of Fishburne against the wind, and he's still all the way across the circle. And they're just backing up, and they're clearing it long. Ballinger settles. Gives it wide to Tanner. Gives it over to Almeyer. And then Ballinger with the great play. And he lets it go out of bounds. And that's a throw-in for the Dragons.
Well, they let it go. There's a lot of hand fighting going on right there between Ballinger.
6. I can't believe that he's not telling them, hey, you can't just do that. Ball's thrown into Stone. Stone looks, and it's off of him, and it's going to be, let it go, it's going to be a corner. And it does. Corner for the Dragons. All right, so here we go. Stone's getting ready to set up. Oh, boy. Let's see if the Dragons can run through on it. Nice in. Ballinger misses, and they're going to let it roll. And it's going to be a goal kick. Too much of that going through without somebody getting on it. Oh, boy. Well, the Dragons are going to have to keep it going. Oops. And here's a through ball back, and it's up to Stone. Stone gives it wide. Norris goes up. A nice hit for defense. Very good header out of Almeyer. Betts keeps it in. Oh, what a play out of Betts. Norris has got to go. And Norris tells him. And 17 can't do that. 17, Norris stays over him, tells the good job for the keeper, and then 17 comes over and gives him flack. That needs to be addressed. And that's a silly stuff that you don't want to see. Here comes Vanderweel, heads it forward. Gets decked. Betts has it. Betts tries to get through. Betts is called with the foul. Betts. Now there it is. Telling them both to come here.
Asher King and Tyler Betts right there. They're exchanged words, and the officials are going to talk to them and talk them down a little bit here. It's getting pretty chippy here. We got 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second overtime. And it's a big, big game, obviously, and both teams are getting a little chippy.
A little antsy. And as the adrenaline goes and as the anxiety rises with the fans, it rises with the players. And that's where it shows.
King is a sophomore. Betts is a senior. He's got to know better than that at this point in his career. You got to be smarter.
Wilson, the senior, number 17. I think he's a captain. He's been jawing at the official the entire game. Betts steps through, gets the ball out, headed back. Here comes Ballinger, runs through, hits it with the right, and Stone's going to come back and get it. Hits it wide to Nifong. Nifong's got a chance. Nifong's got time, and it's broke up a little. And Nifong's going to let it roll, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons.
Good break up by Burke that time.
Yep. Stone gets it. Lets it roll past him, and then they hit it by. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons again. 3:47 left in the game. A regular extended time then it's a PK shootout.
Oh, here comes Capote.
And he gets past him, and Ballinger saves it just in time.
Capote wants a call, but that was played by the ball on Ballinger.
Almeyer all the way across the pitch. Ball's played in, and it's going to stay in, and Trump's going to get there. And it's off of Heritage Christian, and it's going to be throw-in for Ballinger. So Dragons need to get back a little bit to where it's safe in their own end. Head ball, slips. Run through by Nifong. Played forward. Trump. It's getting tired and sloppy. Here comes a little bit of play here. And there's going to be corner or goal kick for the Dragons.
Well, they're they're playing for
the AR points forward, then he points side, then he points side again. Boy. Dragons need to wake up. Here it comes quick. Ballinger. And it's in! Oh my word, Heritage scores it. Fishburne lets it bounce in. And Stone is devastated, the team is down. It was a weird goal. And that goes in, and the Dragons are gonna have to battle. They got 2:31 left. And that's a great, great goal, and the Dragons are gonna have to battle. And that's an unfortunate goal. Fishburne was unable to handle it.
Well, we said that was a dangerous play right there coming off of that corner.
Now because the official changed it from a goal kick to a corner. But here comes Stone. And that's, oh my word, he didn't call the foul. Oh boy, they should have called the foul on Pagodi when Stone went by him. And now they're wasting time and going to use it. Oh, and it's going to be a devastating loss for the Dragons if they can't pull this out. And this is going to be a huge upset if Heritage pulls it out. Clear it out, put back in. Fishburne picks it up. Here comes the big clearance. Coleman makes this run, and they got 5 people behind the ball. And Betts runs through it, and it's going to be hit out. And I cannot believe this turn of events. Ballinger with the long throw. Stone in the box.
Here's Vinny Stone. Stone gets by his man, and he's getting a little physical himself, and you can't blame him because it's not being called, and so the ball gets kicked out of bounds by Heritage. Down to 1 minute.
We're at a minute to go here in the second overtime. The Dragons got to get something in the goal right now.
PK! He's in the box! He's in the box! No, he's not going to give it to him. He was in the box the entire time. He was in the box the entire time.
So it's a scenario where no penalty kick.
Everybody's up for the Dragons. 35 seconds left.
You're going to sit there and go shake your head. But a big kick here from the side of the box and a deflection.
Corner kick for the Dragons.
They got to hurry. There's only 26 seconds left. They got to get something in here right now.
20 seconds left. Oh my, here we go. Stone kicks it into goal. Oh, and he catches it on the line.
And that's gonna
do it, and the Dragons are gonna be upset tonight at Argos. Heritage Christian with a huge upset. And I tell you what, they had their opportunities, and Heritage Christian battled and got it. Came through the game, and they won it, and that is a shocking result.
You got to give Heritage Christian a ton of credit. They battled through. They played tough. And in the second overtime, Williams punches one in off of a corner. And the Dragons are going to go home. And they're going to end their season at 19-2-1. It's going to be the end of the career for 10 seniors here for the Argos Dragons. Vinny Stone and all of the players, congratulations on a wonderful season. But once again, they make it to the semi-state round and do not get out. Heritage Christian is going to advance to tonight's final game, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. here from Argos. Congratulations to all the fans from Heritage Christian. We got game number 2 coming up here shortly. And that's going to be Mishawaka Marion, the defending state champs, number 5 in the state, and they're going to be taking on Westview, number 7. So it ought to be a good game here coming up for game number 2. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back here in just a few moments.